let's talk about a pivotal moment in history, a moment when a supposedly unstoppable force met an absolutely immovable object.
So, today, we're going to unpack the story of that trap. It all went down on September 3rd, 1260, a day that would shatter an empire's myth of invincibility and honestly, change the world forever.
Okay, so to really get this, we first have to understand the sheer power of the Mongol War Machine. I mean, who exactly were the Mamluks daring to challenge here?
Think about this. For 40 straight years, the Mongol horde was basically a force of nature. No one had beaten them in a major battle. Their empire stretched all the way from Korea to Hungary. They'd smashed the armies of China, wiped out the ancient Persian Empire, and just 2 years before our story, they sacked Baghdad, the heart of the Islamic world, and just left it in ruins.
And look, their dominance, it wasn't just about being tough. It was this incredibly sophisticated military system. They were masters of mobile archery, firing these devastating volleys from horseback at a full gallop. Their armies were organized with almost mathematical precision, and their communication system of flags and horns let them pull off these complex moves across huge battlefields. But the foundation of it all? Pure terror.
And no, that's not an exaggeration at all. Everybody knew the stories. This reputation for absolute, total ruthlessness was a weapon in and of itself. A lot of cities just surrendered without even trying to put up a fight.
So, who on earth would even think about standing up to these guys? Well, let's meet our crew, the Mamluks, an army that was totally unlike any other in the world.
Now, these guys were completely different from any other army out there. They weren't conscripts or knights fighting for a king. They were, for all intents and purposes, living weapons. They were purchased as child slaves, and from the age of 7, they were trained for one thing and one thing only: mounted combat.
Okay, and this right here, this gets to the absolute core of this matchup. You've got the Mongol warrior, who's like this incredible all-arounder, a master of speed, able to fight anywhere. But then you have the Mamluk. He's a specialist, a precision instrument. They were heavier, they were better armored, and they had spent their entire lives training for one specific scenario: the brutal, chaotic, up-close and personal melee of a cavalry charge. They were designed to destroy other horsemen.
So, the Mamluk commander, a guy named Baibars, he looked at this situation. He knew the Mongols had more guys, they had all the momentum. He knew a straight-up fight would be total suicide. He needed a plan, a blueprint for the perfect trap.
So how do you do it? How do you stop an unstoppable army? Well, Baibars' answer was kind of brilliant, really. You don't try to stop them. No, you use their own strengths against them. You let them do what they do best, right up until the very moment it becomes their downfall. You see, Baibars had been watching the Mongols. He'd studied their methods, and he noticed something crucial. Their biggest strength, this relentless, aggressive pursuit, was also their biggest psychological weakness. Their entire doctrine was built on the idea that a retreating enemy is a beaten enemy. And hey, it had worked for them dozens of times. They had no reason to think otherwise.
And this is the plan. It's beautiful, really. Step 1, lure them into a specific valley. Step 2, bait them, put on a show, a fake retreat to get them to chase you. Step 3, use that chase to stretch their tight formation until it's thin and weak. And then, the final step, spring the trap from all sides. It was a massive gamble that was designed to weaponize the Mongols' own overconfidence against them.
All right, so that's the blueprint. Now let's see how this incredibly high-stakes plan actually unfolded on the battlefield.
So the Mongol commander Kitbuka, he rides into this valley and sees exactly what he expected to see: a small Mamluk force looking a little disorganized, and that's when Baibars gives the signal. His forward troops start to pull back, making it look like they're terrified and running for their lives. He was putting on the performance of a lifetime.
And for the Mongols, this was a story they'd seen 100 times. A retreating enemy is a defeated enemy. Kitbuka himself had seen armies break and run just like this before. To him, this looked like another easy victory. So of course, they took the bait.
And for 3 solid miles, the Mongols give chase, pushing deeper and deeper into the valley. Just like Baibars had planned, their tight, coordinated formation starts to unravel. The faster guys pull ahead, the slower ones fall behind. The whole thing gets stretched out, and their focus is just on one thing: the fleeing enemy up ahead.
And that's when he did it. Baibars sprung the trap. Suddenly, thousands of Mamluk heavy cavalry, the real army, led by the Sultan himself,
who had been hiding in total silence, just erupted from the hills on both sides of the valley, crashing right into the exposed Mongol flanks.
I mean, can you imagine the shock? The pure psychological whiplash? One second, you're the hunter, about to win. The next, you're completely surrounded, fighting for your life. Their brilliant system of horns and flags was totally useless in all the dust and the chaos. The pursuers had become the prey.
So now it's just this brutal, up-close fight. And in this chaos, all of that specialized Mamluk training paid off. Big time. Their heavier armor could actually take the hits from Mongol arrows. Their superior swordsmanship dominated the melee. And their big, powerful horses were bred for the shock of a charge, not the long-distance endurance of the steppe. Every single Mongol strength had been perfectly countered.
When the Mongol commander Kitbuka was finally lanced and pulled from his horse, that was it. Game over. It was a total, crushing Mamluk victory. But the consequences, well, they were going to change the world.
See, this was a huge deal. The Mongols had faced setbacks before, sure, but you could always blame it on the weather or politics or something else. This was different. This was a straight-up tactical defeat. There were no excuses. The Mamluks had simply outgeneraled them and outfought them. They proved the Mongols were not invincible.
In the payout, the ripple effect from this one battle was immense. All across Europe, people who were terrified of a Mongol invasion started celebrating. In Syria, cities immediately rose up and kicked out their Mongol occupiers. The Mongol leader Hulagu Khan basically called off the entire westward expansion, and the whole unified Mongol Empire started to crack and break apart.
What Baibars proved that day was that the Mongols weren't gods. They weren't some supernatural force. They just had a really, really good system. And he showed the world that any system, no matter how powerful, can be beaten with the right strategy. He didn't just win a battle, he killed an idea. The idea that the Mongols were inevitable.
The whole story of Ain Jalut just goes to show that tactical genius, a brilliant plan, can literally change the course of history. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What modern myths, what ideas of unstoppable power are just out there, waiting for the right moment and the right trap to be shattered.